Hello and welcome to a read by yours truly, Face to the Screen. Why we love or hate Hulk Hogan. The pro wrestling icon has been a heel, a hero, and everything in between. So he has. The origins of professional wrestling in the US date back to the late 1800s. For years it thrived mostly as a carnival sideshow and small-town spectacle. Then, in the 1950s, its popularity boomed in parallel with the rise of television, where wrestling flourished because it was easy to produce and had colorful characters. That golden era declined in the 60s and 70s for a variety of reasons, and wrestling gradually returned to its roots as a minor diversion. Until in the early 1980s, an oversized dude from Florida with blonde hair, a handlebar mustache, and bulging biceps muscled his way into the spotlight. An action figure come to life. Hulk Hogan was tough yet vulnerable, a hero fighting for the good guys. He especially appealed to children, whom he often addressed directly with rapid-fire reminders to train hard, take their vitamins, and say their prayers. It didn't matter that pro wrestling was, despite requiring a high level of athleticism, a so-called fake sport. It was also irrelevant that Hogan's matches usually followed the same pattern. He would start strong before the bad guy opponent eventually gained the upper hand, often by misunderhanded means, and would then stave off certain defeat with a Lazarus-like resurrection that carried the day. Few cared that it was melodramatic and predictable. Hogan was so good at it, so charismatic and convincing, that people around the world became Hulkamaniacs. And as his fame grew, so did professional wrestling. In his career, Hogan was a 5-time World Wrestling Federation, now World Wrestling Entertainment, champion. His match against Andre the Giant on February 5th, 1988 drew 33 million television viewers, the most watched wrestling event of all time. But Hogan's legacy goes beyond numbers. His enormous popularity gave rise to the mainstream media attention, merchandising revenue, and viable career paths for wrestlers outside the ring. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson moved from the WWE to Hollywood on a trail blazed by the Hulkster. As the years passed, Hogan's fame was tarnished by a series of ugly scandals. Some wrestling fans who'd grown up cheering for him, including some pro wrestlers, now hate him. But in his prime, Hulk Hogan was the brightest star wrestling had ever seen. And it's all here if you want to read it. I mean, that's just... Anyway, I'm sorry to give myself up, but I'm sure you all knew that was a fake accent to begin with. But, yeah, face to the screen and, just trying to... So I want to give credit to the publisher here. This is the Hulk Hogan, The Unbelievable True Story. To me, it looks like it says Hul Khogan. And I did pay the dinero to buy this thing. I couldn't pass it up at the grocery store. It looks like it's going to be a fun read. So, pick one up for yourself. Have a good night.